Hey YouTube, this is just going to be a quick Marvel Select Rhino review and criticism. Well, before I do that, I just want to show you things that I like doing. For example, like I have a whole bunch of Spider-Man, right? So I like changing your looks up, figuring things out. But I just want to show you guys what these things look like. This is a don't make fallen. That's a Remeter Spider-Man Snapshot Spy. That's the name of it, right? But it's supposed to be a Remeter style. I replaced the head really with a I don't know the head of this version, but it came from a Spider-Man Classics, the older Spider-Man Classics, and just changing things around, see what it looks like, giving different styles. Since I have like 4 or 5 of these guys, I could change one. This one actually has some damage to it, so that's why I started customizing this slightly. These older figures have the wrist broke off and things like that. This is now the movie Spider-Man. Like, for those looking for a really flexible Spider-Man that's really good, get the movie Spider-Man figure. I just changed the head up with the Sinister Six Spider-Man there. And this one here is the Amazing Spider-Man, movie Spider-Man. This is the Spider-Man Infinite Wave Spider-Man's body, with I think some Spider-Man in the 90s head or something like that. I think the 90s. It wasn't a very good Spider-Man, so I took the head off. It was a really crappy Spider-Man. It may have been even 5-inch scale. But it looks good enough on this figure. Maybe I'll mess around with it a little bit more and change things up. But, it's a good way to give yourself a fresh Spider-Man. And I always try to find Spider-Mans where I can do slight artistic interpretations. Like I like the fact that this is Ramita style. I like the fact that this was Sinister Six. I'm not sure the exact artistic base for the Sinister Six one, but you get the point. I just kind of like doing that stuff, Gives me more Spider-Man variety, and it's kind of fun to do. Yeah. Anyway, and this is for the Marvel Select Rhino now. And let's just get to it. So just want to show you these figures have damage there, where it's like the peg sometimes breaks because it's either paint gets stuck in there or just it's too tight, so you have to run these in hot water. But this is the first one I've had, so I didn't know that, and I learned the hard way. So again, this is the Snapshot Spidey with alternate head, and unfortunately the hand broke off by a magnet joint here. And the next one I kind of screwed this one up. The armor's off because I was trying to mess around with it a little bit more, because I tried to do a screw in there to give it articulation, and I ended up drilling too deep, so it messes with the elbow meets the lower arm. So I'm just trying to fix that and correct it or stuff like that. Anyway, this is about a Rhino figure. This is just where a Rhino stands next to a Sinister Six Venom, one of the best Venoms ever made. Might be the best Venom ever made, even though the Marvel Select one's excellent. But it's all a toss-up sometimes, Anyway, I guess I'll do the review of this a little later. So why am I reviewing this Marvel Rhino? Well, because I got a third one. It's there, it's around, and it's a fine figure. I think very soon it's now. I would say May 2015, and probably around August, September, the start relieve the Marvel Legends Infinite Wave, I guess 3, the Rhino Build-A-Figure version. And I guess I'll just do a quick review of this Marvel Select version. So for those who don't plan to get, this is a fine version, but it does lack certain points of articulation, just simply due to the sculpt and due to Marvel print restrictions on Marvel Select. Anyway, so it does stand on one leg, as you guys saw. It's just a balance it, and it holds pretty well, So let me take on the arms. Okay, so as you know, it's sculpted really well, very well done, excellent throughout. It has nice shading. You see some grays, some lighter grays, and some medium grays in there. Everything is grays, but the grays adds of a wash of detail, so it goes into the pores and cracks to darken them, to give it contrast and realism, and show that it's a work of art. This is what Hasbro doesn't do. I'll keep picking on Hasbro because they're terrible at what they do. And they deserve heat for it, and I hope more fans step up to the plate and start criticizing them. Anyway, this is the head sculpt. Really nice Rhino head sculpt. I do have the, I think it's either the Fairs and Foes or the Sinister 6 box set, right? Fairs and Foes, I think, had the other Rhino. That Rhino is really nice. This one's more beefier. It looks more better sculpted personally. They're both fine figures, but for those who can't afford them, because that one goes for pretty penny, like $40 in the second market. This one's a really nice addition to get, okay? And there's nothing wrong with the Select Rhino. Maybe it's a little too big for the scale, but it's kind of like, would you rather have something or nothing? I'd much rather have something that's too big than too small. Anyway, and that's the figure, peg holes and bomb. So let's just get to the articulation now. The head does move in a weird way. It does look darn pretty good, right? And it doesn't really look up that far, but it has like interesting neck pivot. The actual neck is moving there. See the neck? The neck itself is moving, so that's interesting. You know, you can see it right there, you know. So it's a nice piece of articulation. I enjoy it. Now, where the figure really shines for me, like the shoulders do go around, right? But the way the body is designed to cut inwards, the shoulder has massive flexibility going inwards. So you can get him like this, basically across his chest. That's excellent, man. You don't see that for figures, man. You know, I really, really enjoy that aspect of it. You know, the fact that the shoulders have such a wide range, you know, that's really nice, personally, you know. I mean, I enjoy it. No up arm rotation by any stretch. It does go 360. The shoulder does rotate, and it bends at about, I would say, 90 degrees, right? The wrist does rotate. You know, but no hinge. That's fine. It's a big character. You just want him in a running pose anyway, right? So he has this waist rotation. It's really interesting, right? He doesn't have that much ab movement, but it's good enough. But then if you tilt it to the side, you get even more ab crunch, you know? So it looks really great running, you know? So the ab crunch is like, I don't really know how to score the ab crunch. It's kind of like, it's good, but traditionally it's not that good, but then it's acceptable because of Marvel Select, and then when you bend to the side, it's amazing when you can ab crunch it, you know. It looks really nice. Everything flows really well, even though you can tell the muscles of here is just painted so well, and it's basically one color kind of with washes, so it kind of blends in really well, you know. So that's an excellent job by Marvel Select. And it does rotate around, as you saw. Now the problems here, now people have problem with the legs, right? And it's true, the legs are a bit funny. The best way I can say it's a bit funny. It has minimal movement, really. If you think of it that way, it doesn't really move that much, but you have to tilt it. See right there? Tilt it. And then you can bring it forward really far, you know. So it has pretty decent range if you think of it that way. So, see, that's basically it there. So then to get even more to the side, so you can't no longer tilt to the side now, right? You have to twist it, do it that way. There you go. That's the way this works. So it has interesting articulation points. It gets you the areas that are important for a Rhino figure. If this was a Spider-Man figure, for example, that'd be terrible leg articulation, but it's not. Now, the real bummer for me is the knee joints. It's just barely any movement, you know. And basically it bends at about 20 degrees, I would say. 20, 30 degrees, and that's kind of terrible, man. It's not their fault in terms of, like, it's simply due to the sculpt. You know, what do you want? A good sculpt, or you want better articulation? I prefer great sculpt, you know. Honestly, Marvel Legends, and I want the damn articulation and sculpt. But Select, you can understand it, and the sculpt's really nice, and nothing you can do there, you know. I really just don't see a way you can get around the sculpting it. Although we could have a double joint knee, I think, will allow more room here, but you can't really fold them, you know. It's just the restrictions that Disney puts on them, allowing only a certain number of articulation points, really hinders Marvel Select. I really would like to see what Marvel Select can do without articulation restrictions. That would be nice. And it does have this great ankle pivot, you know, really nice. And this big foot allows the figure to stand up on one foot. And it's a heavy figure. I don't think it's a light figure. It's a very heavy figure. So it goes down that far. It goes up really far. So that point of articulation is absolutely astounding and amazing. So all in all, I would say the only real flaw I see is really the knee joint. You know, you can work around the ab crunch. You can um yeah, you can work around the ab crunch, you can work around the legs, just twist it. The sculpt is a winner. I would give this figure a solid 9. And I'm taking that point off simply because of the knee, and it's like, even as a Marvel Select, it may not be their fault in terms of like the restrictions. It's an excellent figure that everybody should own. I mean, if you don't own one, you should. I see right now it's disappearing from the marketplace, unfortunately. And the thing about Marvel Select is, if it disappears right now, maybe in 2 years down the line, they'll do it again, and you'll have a chance to own it at a reasonable price. Right now, this baby probably costs like $35, May 2015 once again. And if you guys don't have it, I want you guys to have it, because it's a figure that deserves a place in your collection. So I hope you guys enjoy the criticism and review. Solid figure. I hope you guys like the Spider-Mans I showed at the beginning, just showing you guys don't spend much money, and you guys can be creative. Like this is not done yet. I'm gonna paint this light blue and make the lines black, hence I have the marker here. So yeah, guys, enjoy and be creative. There's nothing wrong with being an action figure customizer just by replacing parts here and then. Replacing heads are easy, painting is easy. Being a great customizer is not, and I'm not. Alright guys, take care, hope you enjoy. Stick around for more reviews and criticism. Peace, I'm out of here.